Good Monday, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversations Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Well, it's a brand new day, it's a brand new week, which means it's a brand new opportunity for you to do something amazing, and it all begins right now. But of course, you have your news headlines coming up on this Monday. We have the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and in today's Entertainment Spotlight, you've been part of my conversation with Nicole Feliciano of Mom's Trends Media, sharing with you guys how you can find some help when it comes to dealing with anxiety now that the school year started. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Monday headlines. In international news, Taliban stops planes of evacuees from leaving, but unclear why. At least 4 planes chartered to evacuate several hundred people seeking to escape the Taliban's takeover of Afghanistan have been unable to leave the country for days, officials said on Sunday, with conflicting accounts emerging about why the flights weren't able to take off as pressure ramps up on the United States to help those left behind to flee. An Afghan official at the airport said that the would-be passengers were Afghans, many of whom did not have passports or visas and thus were unable to leave the country. He said they had left the airport while the situation was sorted out. The top Republican on the U.S. House Foreign Affairs Committee, however, said that the group included Americans and they were sitting on the planes, but the Taliban were not letting them take off, effectively holding them hostage. He did not say where that information came from. It was not immediately possible by the Associated Press to reconcile the accounts. The final days of America's 20-year war in Afghanistan were marked by a harrowing airlift at Kabul's airport to evacuate tens of thousands of people, Americans and their allies, who feared what the future would hold, given the Taliban's history of repression, particularly of women. When the last troops pulled out on August the 30th, though, many were left behind. The small airport only recently began to handle international flights, and so far only to Turkey. The planes in question were bound for Qatar, the Afghan official said. It was not clear who chartered them or why they were waiting in the northern city. The massive airlift happened at Kabul's international airport, which initially closed after the U.S. withdrawal, but where domestic flights have now resumed. In national news, the Associated Press says hospitals in crisis in least vaccinated state, Mississippi. As patients stream into Mississippi hospitals one after another, doctors and nurses have become all too accustomed to the rampant denial and misinformation about COVID-19 in the nation's least vaccinated state. People in denial about the severity of their own illness or the virus itself, with visitors frequently trying to enter hospitals without masks. The painful look of recognition on patients' faces when they realize they made a mistake not getting vaccinated. The constant misinformation about the coronavirus that they discuss with medical staff. There's no point in being judgmental in that situation. There's no point in telling them you should have gotten the vaccine or you wouldn't be here, said the executive vice chair of the University of Mississippi Medical Center's emergency department. We don't do that. We try not to preach and lecture them. Some of them are so sick they can barely even speak to us. Mississippi's low vaccination rate, with about 38% of the state's 3 million people fully inoculated against COVID-19, is driving a surge in cases and hospitalizations that is overwhelming medical workers. The workers are angry and exhausted over both the workload and refusal by residents to embrace the vaccine. Paramedics are delayed in responding to new calls because they have to wait with patients who need care. In more national news, a hurricane-hardened city coping the New Orleans way. Shrimp and grits served for breakfast on the sidewalk at El Pavo Real. Super secret seasoned pork and braised greens handed out the door of the Live Oak Cafe. Spicy jambalaya, dished out under a canopy, erected on the empty sun-scorched streetcar tracks by a couple who just wanted to help. The hearty fare is being served up from neighbor to neighbor, free for the asking, and badly needed in a city where the lunchtime conversation topic is often the dinner menu and where camaraderie flourishes over Monday plates of rice and beans. In New Orleans, food is just one of the many ways that residents help each other during hard times. And it's been no different in the days after Hurricane Ida, which flooded or destroyed homes, tore up trees, and knocked out the entire city's power grid. While chef and amateur cooks alike pile plates high with comfort food, residents with generators charged their neighbors' cell phones and revved up chainsaws to clear down trees, while volunteers at a local church handed out bags of cleaning supplies and boxes of diapers. In entertainment news, Willard Scott, weatherman on NBC's Today Show, dies at 87. Willard Scott, the beloved weatherman who charmed viewers of NBC's Today Show, with his self-deprecating humor and cheerful personality, has died. His successor on the morning news show, Al Roker, announced that Scott died peacefully Saturday morning, surrounded by family. An NBC Universal spokeswoman confirmed the news, but no further details were released. And finally, more entertainment news, Shang-Chi blasts Labor Day records with $71 million debut. On what's traditionally one of the sleepiest weekends at the movies, the Marvel film Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings smashed the record for Labor Day openings with an estimated $71 million in ticket sales, giving a box office reeling from the recent coronavirus surge a huge lift heading into the fall season. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's our time for the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich. Mary Ellen, take it away.
Hi, this is Mary Ellen with your Truth of the Day. Achieve your goals. Having an optimistic attitude helps you to have the perseverance you need to pursue your goals through adversity. Your desire to persevere is always strong when things are going smoothly. It is easy to lose focus when obstacles appear on your path. As you keep a joyful attitude and an optimistic outlook, you can keep any challenges in perspective. You learn from your obstacles as you see them as minor setbacks, easily to be overcome. With newfound determination, you will continue your momentum towards success. Today, allow a lighthearted mood to overshadow any challenges you might face as you stay determined to achieve your goals. And always remember, enjoy the day.
Nicole Feliciano of Mom's Trends Media is featured in today's Entertainment Spotlight right here on Conversations Daily News. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with the Entertainment Spotlight. Nicole Feliciano of Mom's Trends Media joined me recently on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about how you all can make this school year a little less stressful, as well as mealtime. Here's a bit of our conversation. What is it that we can do, Nicole, when it comes to making this time a little bit less stressful?
Well, preparation is always key. So for us, that means getting the lunches packed the night before. We get the backpacks ready to go by the front door, and any sports or extracurricular gear that they're going to need that's packed and ready to go. So there's a little bit less of a frenzy. We also do some breakfast sandwiches that we prep on the weekends, and we put them in the freezer. And then all we need to do on a busy school morning is reheat them. So it takes some of the stress out of the morning. And then we also do, shopping in bulk whenever we can. And one of my big tips is not to forget your milk. Organic Valley, shelf-stable, single-serve milk is the perfect way to get nutritious and delicious pasture-raised organic milk on the go without refrigeration. So these great little 8-ounce cartons can be put right into lunch boxes or tote bags, and they're loaded with 8 grams of protein, and they come in 3 delicious varieties. There's whole milk, 1% white, and my kids' personal favorite, the chocolate milk as well. So we go ahead and just get a subscription to these monthly on Amazon. So they are delivered, and we never run out of them. We put them right in the pantry, and they are perfect for packing those lunches and to-go snacks. Now, when it comes to backpacks and that back-to-school gear, of course the kids are going to want something colorful that makes them feel special for those first day of school photos. And we've been relying on Vera Bradley for the most beautiful prints and collections when it comes to backpacks and also accessories like lunch boxes and water bottles. We love the new recycled cotton collections that they've developed.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversations Daily News. Prepare to guest on tomorrow's more news, Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Let's make it a great one.